while browsing the internet, especially if you search in English. This episode is best to watch at night while browsing the internet, especially if you search in English for stories that happen to people who entered the tab or torrent, and you find many stories, some of which are strange stories, and the other stories are really scary, and you do not know whether this story is true or false. In this video, which will be the first part, in which I will tell you the 8 most terrifying and mysterious stories that happened to people who entered the dark web. Let's start with the first story. This is a story told by a user on Reddit called Maltafa, and it is titled The Dancing Corpse. From its title, can you imagine what I'm going to tell you? He said from the kindness in the story he published with the letter. A lady posted all these videos of her dancing with this corpse. All the bodies were solid and cramped and strange music was put on and she danced around and sang to her in her user room. A student came across one of those women's channel on a video hosting site, and found videos of her dancing with a real human corpse, and there were plenty of videos of the corpse apparently not being dead a short time ago. It also appears from the video that it has not decomposed. User says the worst thing was her cold singing style. Her singing was her delicacy. Nice, beautiful, quiet. Satan in the form of an angel tries to seduce with his soft voice. Drugs at the neighbor's house. This story was honestly published by user Beijing Zoff, who told the story on behalf of his friend who discovered the deep web when he was a teenager. He used it a lot and used to enter many sites and tried to explore them. One day Ellie found a strange site. This site is an online store, but it is not like other stores. What matters is that site. The store is called Silk Road, and it is known among the people as one of the most famous dark websites for selling drugs and all kinds of contraband. Eli decided to order some drugs from the site and pay him, and that person sent the drugs to a family cabin. And after he went to the hut, he did not find anything, and the order did not arrive. He was so angry that Ellie called the merchant directly and latter decided to send another shipment. This does not usually happen in the deep web or the gendarmerie, and again nothing happened. Eli called again and for the third time the dealer and told that the drugs had not arrived, so Eli asked to send more and more and more. The shocking thing is that nothing was arriving at the address even though the address was correct, which is suspicious. Eli did not know what exactly happened, and he did not know the catastrophe he caused until months later. One day, a neighbor arrived with him and inquired about a parcel arriving frequently at their house. They said that the parcel was a shipment of medicines, and they could not know its source, who was sending it, and why it was being sent to them constantly. So what happened was that there was a mistake in the address, as the merchant apparently made a mistake in the letters and numbers of the address, and instead of sending it to his house, he sent it to his neighbor's house, and why did he send him drugs? The story is somewhat funny, but it is actually very scary. At the same time, the story shows that even the drug dealers in the house, my father Gib, have 5-star customer service and after-sale service. The request does not arrive, and they send another. With ease, buying bedbugs from a pin is a short story, but it is really strange and suspicious, proving to you that the deep web, the dark web, is full of criminals. When you know what is going on around deep web, you know that this type of stories and events are popular there, and some of them are more crazy and strange, and they are what we show you at the end. Interestingly, this story was posted by a Reddit user named Hatum. While browsing some dark websites, he came across a suspicious man on the net. This man wasn't trying to buy a tank, a firearm, even copies of a forbidden book, a diamond drug, or even a human organ, but his thinking was uniquely devilish. The man wanted to buy large quantities of an insect, namely bedbugs. Yes, this very small insect that lives in the bed of the house. This crazy man wanted to try to breed them to resist the normal methods of killing them, resistance to drugs and traditional methods of killing them, but at the same time his plan was to make insects and bugs reproduce in a weak point that only he knows the matter completely, such as making a lock and the key is only with you or making a bomb no one knows how to nullify its effect, unless this madman's plan is to spread these insects and release them in people's homes, then force them to pay him large sums of money to rid them of them. Just before I move on to the second story, nice note I found through channel analytics that 54% of you are watching but not subscribed. Of course, I know that a large percentage of you forget. It is strange that this percentage follows the channel on a daily basis. The important thing is that there is no problem. If you enjoy the video, click like and subscribe now to the channel so that you do not miss any video. This story is about a service that is not like other services. The author of this story is a Reddit user named Bates. He posted the story when he was trying to access the dark web. Exactly to the place where hackers of all kinds meet. This user entered that site in order to learn to hack in good faith and believed that the best place to learn is the place where hackers meet. This user came up with a lot of normal social engineering such as stealing information, identity cards, passports and credit cards, but he also encountered a hacker who was using his talent to offer something unique. This thing made him known and was able to attract attention. This anonymous hacker was advertising a service where someone could pay for a sex video. He was ordering a certain type of illegal, immoral and illegal video, and then uploading it to someone else's computer using a dangerous hacking program called CAN. Now follow the madness with me, and the most bizarre part, after the hacker uploads the video to that person's computer, he directly informs the police of his location, which the police are supposed to arrest after he checks his computer and finds that illegal and immoral video. A demonic genius way of raising any outlaw, whether a criminal, rapist or thief, without the need for any gun, knife, break-in or fight. Selling an instrument to cut the sexual canal. This story is as baffling as it is disgusting. This story was posted by a user named PostChristy, where he said letter. The male vasectomy device on the illegal Silk Road website whose owner was caught a few years ago looked like a set of weird dentist tools. Boxes and some tubular tools he was selling for $20, meaning this home surgeon's kit was listed for sale on a semi-public market. For only $20. Quite simply, this means that you can purchase the instrument to perform surgery on yourself at home without even anesthesia or anesthesia. The terrifying thing is that there are those who buy these tools, and the ones who buy them are the hired killers, as well as the kidnappers who are kidnapped. All over the world, they cut things up and sell their organs on the black market, because these criminals use these professional medical tools to keep the organs intact and not get damaged. Sometimes the kidnapped person is not killed, but rather drugged, his stomach is opened, then the organ is stolen and left lying in the street, then the person suddenly wakes up from anesthesia in the middle of the street to discover that his kidney or genital organ has been stolen. What if you were now able to buy a nuclear bomb? Wait for the second part of the stories from